So, you've got a new Tesla. Here's how to set it up. So this is how I've set up my Model Y. The first thing you do is you go to the car icon in the bottom right, you tap on that, and then this brings up the first page, which is controls. So you've got, I'm on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and this is my home link and so on, and this is any alerts. So first off, my headlights, I've got everything on auto. Then the next one is open the glove box, lock the windows, child locks, and you can choose left or right or both doors, fold the mirrors in, and at certain locations you can say remember that setting. So I don't have any settings for that. It's just when I turn the car off, get out and it locks, they come in. Windscreen wipers, once again on auto. This is how to adjust the mirrors. This is Sentry mode recording, and the red dot means that it's working, and you can also get the red dot down there. Adjust the steering wheel and turn Sentry mode on and off. Some of these controls are mirrored elsewhere in the menu system, but that's basically it for this screen. So then the next one is pedals and steering. So here you've got acceleration. I've got mine set to standard. If you want it chill, then it won't accelerate quite as crazily. Steering mode, comfort, it's nice, soft and squidgy. Standard, I've got mine set on sport. It stiffens it up a little bit. Stopping mode, I have mine set on hold. So this is very much one pedal driving. I take my foot off the accelerator, and the car slowly slows down, and when it comes to a stop, the hold brake is put on. Roll, it will just roll freely, and creep is a bit like an automatic car where it will just keep creeping forwards. That's about it here. Slip start if you're stuck in snow and so on. Yeah, you don't get much snow in Australia. The next one, charging. So as you can see here, I've already charged up to 100%, and I've charged mine off the sun. So it actually costs very little. But here you can stop the charging, unlock your charge port. Mine stopped charging, so there isn't that option there at the moment. You can set your current charge, or the charge current, at this location, so it will remember that from place to place. So I've got mine currently set at 15 amps at home, which is about 3 kilowatts, which is about what the sun was putting out that was going into the grid after the house had taken some, because I'm sitting at home. Then you've got scheduled departure and scheduled charging. So scheduled departure means scheduled charger means you can start or finish at a particular time. So if you want to leave at 6 in the morning and you want the car to charge up and be ready and so on by 6 in the morning, you select that. I select this one, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's got 11:15 is when it will start charging. My cheap rate kicks in at 11 p.m. It finishes at 4 a.m, so that's 5 hours. If I whack this on full amps, 32 amps here, that's 7 kilowatts. Over those 5 hours, I can easily add 35 kilowatts over that time, which means I can go from 40 to 100% overnight, no problems. This just gives you the last paid charging session. I haven't had a recent paid charging session. Now we move on to Autopilot. Now it really does depend whether you've paid for enhanced autopilot, full self-driving, or nothing as to what you've got here. I've got enhanced autopilot. So I've got a few extra options. You might not have some of these. Auto steer, which is beta. That means the car will take turns, well, not turns, it will go around corners, say on the freeway or on a road. Navigate on autopilot, that's my enhanced autopilot. That means that it will take me to a destination. It will go on and off the freeway, and it will ask to change lanes. So you can customize your navigate on autopilot in there. So I've got it set to start on every trip. Speed-based lane changes disabled, so it will come up behind a car and it won't want to overtake. Mild, it'll come up behind a car, slow down, and then it'll ask to overtake. Average is what I've got it set on. Mad Max, it detects a car in front, it'll want to change lanes before it gets anywhere near it. Exit passing lane, so once you've overtaken, then it will go, okay, it's all clear on the inside lane now. Do you want me to exit the passing lane? You can set that to no, and it will never ask you. But I've got it set to require lane change confirmation rather than let it do it on its own, purely because it frequently wants to, when I've got that set to yes, to change into the passing, out of the passing lane into the non-passing lane, and there's a car I can see not 100, 200 yards ahead that's going really slow that I'll have to pull back for. So I tend not to have that. And if you've got that set, you can have lane change notification, whether it chimes, vibrates, both. I've got mine to off, which is you set that when you've set that to no. So also in here, full self-driving visualization preview. Yeah, there's not much happens with that one. Summon, I've got that turned on so I can summon it. You just got to be careful in Western Australia. It's illegal to have the car move without a driver in the driving seat on public roads. Private car parks, it's a different kettle of fish. So you can customize summon, and you can put it on standby mode, which means it's off. Set speed. I've got mine set to the speed limit. So when I'm driving along and I turn on the automatic cruise control, it will set the speed to the speed limit plus any offset that I've got. Or you can have it to the current speed when I put it onto the traffic aware cruise control. Personally, I think the speed limit's the right one. Everybody's different. You can have it offset, so you can have it as a fixed number of kilometers per hour or miles per hour, depending on where you are, or you can have it as a percentage. So I've got mine set about 4%. So 50 kilometers an hour, it'll make it do 52. At 100 kilometers an hour, it'll set this cruise control at 104. Automatic blind spot camera. So when you're indicating, you can see it comes up there. Now you can actually move that around. After that, you've got blind spot collision warning chime. So if you're about to move across into somebody's path, it will go bong, bong, bong and flash at you. Speed limit warning. When you're exceeding the posted speed limit, it will either do nothing if it's off, the display, the speed limit will flash a little bit, chime, it will go bong bong, and the thing will flash. I've got it on display because quite honestly, it's damned annoying having it go bong all the time. Speed limit relative and absolute. So you can limit the speed that your car can go. Relative, you can have an offset on the speed limit. However, personally, I don't think we need that, because if you've got to get out of trouble because someone's just pulling out in front of you and you need to boot it around them, you don't want to have it go, no, you can't go any faster. Personal preference. Forward collision warning. You can have it off. So it won't let you know that you're about to crash into somebody. Late, yeah, maybe too late. Medium is what I've got set on mine. I know a lot of people prefer an early warning. Once again, in the display on the right here, it will flash the car in front red and go bong, bong, bong. I know I'm not going to hit a car. Even when I've got it set on medium, it's turning off and I haven't put my foot on the brake and it starts bitching at me. Oh well. Lane departure avoidance. Now, just as a matter of interest here, you can see an eye. So if you click on eye, it will give you some information. So this one, it says, lane departure avoidance will warn or assist with corrective steering when your vehicle starts to drift out of lane without a turn signal. Whether you use this safety feature or not, you must always pay attention. Well, you've always got to pay attention by law. Until robo-taxis become law or allowed. It cannot prevent lane departure. So I've got mine on assist, which means it will jerk the steering wheel back, but it's easily overridden because it's not very powerful. Emergency lane departure avoidance, I've got that turned on. Automatic emergency braking, if it detects something in front, it will ram on the brakes. Obviously, this can be overridden at high speed if you just plant your foot on the accelerator. Obstacle aware acceleration. That basically means it automatically limits acceleration and may apply the brakes if an obstacle is detected in front of your vehicle whilst driving at low speeds. In other words, if I'm parked in my garage, which I am at the moment, and I put it into drive, I will hit the door in front of me, and hopefully it may avoid that. Traffic aware cruise control chime, meaning when I put the traffic aware cruise control on, it will bong. Green traffic light chime. So when it detects a green light in front of me and I've been stationary at the red and it goes green, it bongs. Locks. How to add a lock is something that I can cover in another video. But down here, you've got child lock. Remember, that was under the control section. Window lock under the control section. Walk away door lock is quite good. When I walk away, take the phone, which is my key to the car, out. I can, I've programmed it to lock automatically, and I've not excluded home. I want it to be locked in my garage anyway, no matter what happens. Driver door unlock mode. This is great if there's only the one of you. Certainly for women, you don't want to unlock all doors so other people can jump in and do things like steal your car. So when enabled, the driver door and charge port will be the only things that will unlock when your key is detected near the car. So you just unlock the driver's side door. The rest of the vehicle remains locked until you press the open door button on the driver's door and hold it down. Then all the others will unlock. This, if you've got a partner who's always getting into the passenger seat, can be quite annoying. My wife wanted it turned off, so it's turned off in my car. Unlock on park. So you pull up, put the car in park by pressing the stalk button on the right, and the car will unlock. Car left open notifications. So you will get, after 10 minutes, I will get doors and windows. So if I've left a door open or a window open, after 10 minutes, I will get a message on my phone through the Tesla app saying door left open or window left open. Look, That's great in case every once in a while my wife hasn't closed her door properly, so the car didn't lock, um, and I missed the lock confirmation sound. Then it will let me know. It can be a bit annoying sometimes. I've turned it off if I'm parked at a show or something. Doors are open and boots open so that people can view the car. So that can also be exclude home. So you can leave the doors and windows open when you're at home and you won't get notified. Lock confirmation sound, that is a beep from outside the car when you're walking away, and walk away door lock engages, it will beep to let you know. And the other thing here is close windows on lock, so it will automatically close all windows if I've left one open. Now I've got HomeLink installed, so when I drive up to into my driveway, the garage door automatically opens, and when I leave and go out of the garage, the door automatically closes. That's just an option I've had fitted. The next one is lights. Some of these, once again, were under control. So headlights, I've got mine set on auto. Dome lights, which is the lights, which is the lights up there. I've got mine set to auto. Ambient lights, so it's a little footwell light and door pocket light. I've got it turned on just because I think it's quite nice. Auto turn signals is the next one here. Off or auto cancel. Little info thing here. This is a fairly new update. So basically your turn signals will automatically turn off after a merge, fork or lane change has been completed. If the vehicle detects an upcoming turn or another lane change in the same direction, the turn signal will not turn off until the maneuver is complete. Basically, you're driving along. If you just half press the left stalk up or down, you can get just 3 flashes of the indicator. With this turned on, it will continue to indicate as though you've pushed it all the way down and engaged the indicators until you've completed the turn or the lane change. So it basically says turn signals will cancel based on steering angle regardless of the setting selected for automatic turn signal mode. I've got this turned on. As I said, it's a newish feature. It's quite good. It's not perfect. Sometimes I do have to actually cancel by putting the indicator stalk in the opposite direction for a half press. Also high beam, headlights after exit, steering wheel light. So auto high beam, that's that little icon just there. It has to be on. It always comes on when you engage traffic aware cruise control. You can turn it off by pushing the left stalk forwards. It used to be terrible. It is now much, much better. Headlights after exit, that's just great if you come into your dark garage or you're in a dark car park. You get out the car, the headlights and so on remain on to illuminate the area. Display. Once again, I've got everything basically set to auto purely because I don't have to think about it. Lazy me. Auto appearance for here, you can have it light or dark or light. On auto, it's light during the day and it goes dark at night. The brightness level can be adjusted. Have it set on auto and it will select the right level of brightness for the ambient lighting. If you need to clean the screen, you set it onto clean screen mode, and when you finish cleaning the screen, because as you know it's a touch screen, so you don't want to be rubbing it and turning things on and off all the time, screen clean mode does that. Now to get out, you hold to exit, and it counts down. 3, 2, 1, done. And that allows you to clean the screen. The language I've got set to English, guess why? And voice recognition language, I've got that set to English. Guess why? Now, voice navigation language I have set to British English. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm British originally. And then all these display settings, you can have it set to 12 or 24 hour. So if you see there, it says 1:16 p.m. If I turn it, it'll go 13:16. Energy display, percentage or distance. Percentage or distance. Honestly, people who have it on distance have got range anxiety. I just need to know how much percentage I've got. I've been driving electric cars for many years now. I get the idea. When I first had it, I had it on distance and I was panicking all the time. Nah, no need to. So distance travelled, if you notice down here, I've got this set up. I've got it in kilometres. So I've done 7,770 kilometres on trip A, 7,772 kilometres since new. You can turn it to miles for those in Britain and America who are still using the old system. And once again, I've got it set to centigrade, which is the metric system, not Fahrenheit, which is the old system. I've always used PSI. Now I know that's old system, but you know, when you're 70 odd years old, PSI is the standard that I've used for the last 70 years. So I'm going to stick with that. All right, so next I've got trips. There's actually here current trip, which is just there all the time. Since the last charge, which is there all the time. Then you've got trip A, trip B, and your odometer. And you notice there's little ticks here. So that's down here, which is found by sliding that across. Current trip, I did 3 kilometres, took me 6 minutes, and I used 157 watt hours per kilometre. And since last charge, well, I've just charged it, so that's 0. Trip A, that's also here, so I can have a good idea of how I'm going since the original date that I got the car. And that's worked out to 150 watt hours per kilometre or 15 kilowatt hours per 100k. So you can select what one's there. So if I didn't want that one, it's gone. Now you notice that now that one has appeared, but it's now greyed out because you can only have 4 out of the 5. Yeah, okay. Now you can change what trip A is by renaming it there, clicking on the blue bit. Down the bottom here we've got reset current trip, which is up there, reset trip A, reset trip B, or since new, so it knows that's what I've called it. I tend not to worry about that because I've got current drive and since my last charge. And that tends to give me all the information I really need. Navigation. So when you're navigating to a place, you've got the spoken audio. In 300 meters, turn left, and all that rubbish. I have mine turned off. You can turn it on if you like, and then you can adjust the volume accordingly. I tend to have mine off. I just tend to glance at the map and can see where I'm going. If I'm in a place that I have got no idea, because I've never been there before, I will almost certainly turn it on. Automatic navigation. So with that, it will automatically route me to home, work, or next calendar event upon entry. So in the app, you can set it up to share your calendar on your smartphone and I use this all the time. I jump into the car and I've got an appointment in half an hour, and it appears on the navigation menu and automatically will navigate me there. You can just cancel it at any time as well. Trip planner. So you're navigating somewhere 500 kilometers. This will only do about 400. So 500 kilometers, it'll need to stop to charge. So this will add supercharger stops if necessary. It will eventually also pick other chargers. I believe that's coming in a soon to be released update. Online routing. So it finds the optimal route based on traffic conditions. You can get it to reroute you to save time. I've got this set to 2 minutes. It's entirely up to you. You can have it save me 10 minutes. I'll go a different way. Entirely up to you. We don't really have much in the way of ferries here, and we don't have any toll roads here. But I know over east they've got ferries and toll roads, so you can avoid those when navigating. Safety. So this is quite an important section, obviously. Sentry mode. Press on that and it'll tell you about sentry mode. It will use battery power. It consumes approximately 250 watts every hour. So that means over a 24-hour period, it will consume approximately 6 kilowatts. This is a 60 kilowatt hour battery, so over 24 hours it can use 10%. So if you're parked out on the road overnight, it is going to consume battery power if you've got Sentry mode on. It's entirely up to you whether you leave it on or not. My recommendation is to do so. I've excluded home. You can exclude work and you can exclude favourites. And I did do a little short video on setting up navigation favourites. It will turn off automatically once the power level or state of charge of your battery gets down to below 20%. So you've got to remember that. If you go and park up and it's at 22%, within a few hours the Sentry mode will have switched itself off. Camera-based detection. When you're parked in Sentry mode, the cameras are looking for movement, and every time that it detects movement, it will record. If you don't like coming back to your car and you've got 500 notifications because you've parked outside a shopping centre entrance and there's hundreds of people walking in and out and it's detecting every one of them, you can turn that off. And then it will only record when it detects an event to a physical threat to the car. So somebody bumps into it, it will record. I still don't mind. I want to get people walking past and so on. As you know, Teslas have got 8 cameras around the outside, of which 4 are constantly recording whilst you're driving. The other 4 are for driver assistance features. So with the dash cam, you can have it off, in which case it ain't going to record. You can have it set to manual. I've got mine set on auto, obviously. I think that's the best setting. I've also turned on the on honk. So when someone pees me off by pulling out in front of me or doing silly things, I smash the horn. It will save the clip. And it saves 10 minutes worth. About 9 minutes before and 1 minute or 30 seconds after the event. You can delete all your dash cam clips if it's got a bit full, or you can format the USB drive. It actually doesn't take very long to format the drive. Allow mobile access means that your mobile can do things to the car. You can set up a pin to drive. So if you put that on, you can create a 4-digit pin. The interesting thing is that this, when it comes up with the pin to drive, changes position so that it's not always in the same spot with the fingerprints. And the same with the glove box pin. You can have the glove box opened, but you've got to put in a pin to do it. Speed limit mode. I've got that turned off. You can set it so that it will not go above a certain speed. Maybe that's useful if you're loaning the car to one of your children or whatever and you don't want them to go silly. Cabin overheat protection. So you can have that off. You can have it with no air conditioning, so it just blows the fan, or you can have it with air conditioning. And once the interior cabin temperature hits 40, the aircon comes on, blows into the cabin and starts to cool it down. It is possible in the app to select whether that's 30, 35 or 40. For some reason, my Model 3, it worked perfectly all right. In my Model Y, I try and change it from 40 and it goes, nah, you can't. Yeah, doesn't really matter. I think 40 is fine. Security alarm. Obviously, you want it to make a noise when someone's pushed into it or done something stupid. Park assist chimes. Yeah, with the ultrasonic sensors that some people aren't getting, that's when it comes up and starts to go bing bong when you're close to something. Joe mode is basically, it quietens down all those bings and bongs that you get. Really useful if you've got a young child asleep in the back and you don't want them disturbed. That's parking brake. Well, you press the right button in for that. Power off. That will turn the screen off. It doesn't completely stop power from the car and so on, but you can just turn this off. Service. So on this screen, you have got the PSI or the bar from the last time that it was measured when you were driving. So this was about an hour ago I was driving. So my cold pressures, it recommends at 42. I usually pump it up to about 45. I haven't pumped it up for, well, since I've got it, they were at 42 to 43. It's still 41 or 42, not too shabby. Owner's manual, if you click on that, it brings up the browser and you can read the owner's manual. For new owners of a Tesla, I suggest you read the effing manual. It's amazing what you can learn. Adjust headlights. You need to be on a flat surface. You go into there and you click start and the headlights will readjust themselves. I find that that's necessary to do that every now and again because the headlights just go out of adjustment and they tend to start blinding people coming on. You'll soon know the people coming towards you will be flashing their headlights in annoyance. Towing does not mean you're towing a car. This means setting it up for flatbed. You're not supposed to tow these cars. You have to put them on a flatbed. But this will enable transport mode and facilitate winching it up onto the flatbed. Wheel and tyre configuration. If you go in there, I've got 19-inch Gemini wheels. Tyres, you can adjust the tyre stagger, tyre season. So in Europe, you can get winter tyres and summer tyres. I know when I was in Norway and I was talking to some of the car dealerships there, you get 2 sets of tyres, winter tyres, summer tyres. Well, that's where you change that. Notifications. That little bell icon up there, that's when you press on that, you get this up. So I've had my door open for a while because I've been sitting here doing this recording. All right. Camera calibration. When you first get your car, it will say you can't do anything like cruise control, navigate on autopilot and so on, because it needs to calibrate the cameras. You only need to do this if you've had a camera replaced or there is a problem and Tesla service say do it. I wouldn't be touching that on my own. Driver seat, steering and mirrors calibration. All right. So this is only if you're having difficulties with the seat position, it's not going, you need to adjust it. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Clear browser data. Well, yep, if you want to maintain some sort of privacy, you can clear that. Factory reset. I did a video on that just recently about selling your Tesla, how to do the factory reset. Don't do it unless you know what you're doing. Wiper service mode, that just brings the wipers up onto the screen a little bit so that you can replace them and so on. Now, the other thing is here, if you need to call Tesla roadside assistance, there's the number in Australia, and that number will be wherever you are in whatever country. It will give you that number. Under software, what you've got is a list of your model. It'll be a picture. You can actually adjust the color of that there with the colorizer. How many kilometers you've done or miles, the VIN, autopilot computer. It's got a full self-driving computer and you can do additional vehicle information there. Enhanced autopilot, I've got that included. Standard connectivity included. That is not premium connectivity. When you buy a brand new Tesla, you get 30 days. I haven't paid for it to go on. Software version 11.1. This is 44.30. There is a 2023.2. whatever coming out. I haven't got it yet. You can look at the release notes, which will then show you what has appeared since with the last update, and then all the other update. Navigation data, that just gives you the latest navigation map data. You can't control anything there, you just got to wait for it to come to you. Software update preference, standard or advanced. I've always had mine set to advanced. It's supposed to, if you select advanced, if you'd like to receive new software updates as soon as they become available for its configuration. Yeah, I've not known that to actually make any difference. You'll see people go, oh, if you do this 5 times, you'll get it down straight away. No, that's all bull dust. I'm sorry. I think that may make a slight difference, but honestly, I don't think too much. You've just got to wait for the Tesla servers to send you out your update. Data sharing. This is where you can agree to send data, diagnostic stuff back to Tesla. I've got all mine set to yes, because I'd like them to be able to improve. Now, last one down here, upgrades. Here's where you can add in premium connectivity subscription, $9.99 Australian a month. Yeah, swipe to subscribe. Now you can do it for 1 month and unsubscribe and you've got the 1 month worth of subscription. Great if you're traveling, put it on for the month, costs you $9.99. Then you've got music streaming and internet browser and so on through the GSM card that's in the car. But personally, I tend not to bother. So there you have it, my settings for the car. Everybody's different, and so set it up how you like, but I do find that those settings are the most popular ones. But as I said, everybody's different. Set it up how you like, and you can always adjust it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that helpful when you get your new Tesla and setting it up. That's how I've got mine set up. You can adjust or you can use those settings. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, can you click that like and subscribe button below? It's very, very helpful. And I'll see you all very soon.